Hello everyone, welcome back to TechBlog 66. If you love psychological thrillers, sports dramas, and movies that explore obsession in a dark and intense way, then today's film is going to keep you hooked. In this vlog, we are reviewing the 1996 movie, The Fan. This film blends baseball with psychological suspense and delivers a chilling look at how admiration can turn into dangerous obsession. Released in 1996, The Fan is a thriller directed by Tony Scott, a filmmaker known for his fast-paced visual style and high-energy storytelling. The movie stars Robert De Niro, Wesley Snipes, and John Leguizamo, and it takes place in the emotionally charged world of professional baseball. But make no mistake, this is not just a sports movie. It is a dark psychological journey into the mind of a man who loses control when his hero fails to meet expectations. At its core, The Fan is about obsession, identity, and misplaced loyalty. The film asks an important question: what happens when someone builds their entire sense of purpose around another person's success? The answer, as shown in this movie, is unsettling and intense. The story centers on Gil Renard, played brilliantly by Robert De Niro. Gil is a struggling knife salesman whose personal life is falling apart. He is divorced, his relationship with his son is strained, and his career is going nowhere. In the middle of all this chaos, Gil finds comfort and meaning in baseball, specifically in his idol, star player Bobby Rayburn, played by Wesley Snipes. Bobby Rayburn is a superstar baseball player who has just joined the San Francisco Giants on a massive contract. He is expected to lead the team to victory, and the pressure on him is enormous. For Gil, Bobby represents success, strength, and everything Gil wishes he could be. Gil doesn't just admire Bobby. He worships him. One of the strongest aspects of The Fan is how it shows the slow transformation of Gil's admiration into obsession. At first, Gil seems like a passionate fan, someone who lives and breathes the game. But gradually, it becomes clear that his emotional stability depends entirely on Bobby's performance on the field. When Bobby starts to struggle, Gil begins to unravel. Robert De Niro's performance is the backbone of this film. He portrays Gil as an ordinary man, which makes his descent into darkness even more disturbing. De Niro does not play Gil as a cartoon villain. Instead, he makes him human, flawed, and painfully believable. You can see his loneliness, his desperation, and his need to belong. That realism is what makes the character so frightening. Wesley Snipes delivers a strong performance as Bobby Rayburn. His character is not perfect, and the movie does not present him as a saint. Bobby is confident, sometimes arrogant, and clearly struggling under pressure. This adds depth to the story because it shows that heroes are human too, and they are not responsible for the emotional instability of their fans. The relationship between Gil and Bobby is one-sided, but it drives the entire narrative. Gil believes he understands Bobby better than anyone else. He convinces himself that he is Bobby's true supporter, unlike the media, the fans, or even Bobby's teammates. This delusion becomes increasingly dangerous as the story progresses. The film does an excellent job of using baseball as more than just a backdrop. The sport represents discipline, rules, and tradition, while Gil represents chaos and emotional instability. As Bobby's performance declines, the structure that Gil depends on begins to collapse. The baseball stadium, usually a place of celebration, slowly becomes a stage for tension and fear. Tony Scott's direction gives the movie a gritty and intense visual style. The camera work is energetic, and the editing keeps the pace tight. The atmosphere feels heavy, especially during night games and rain-soaked scenes, which adds to the psychological tension. The film does not rely on excessive violence but instead builds suspense through mood, music, and character behavior. The soundtrack also deserves mention. The music heightens the emotional stakes without overwhelming the scenes. It supports the growing sense of unease and mirrors Gil's deteriorating mental state. Every technical element of the film works together to create a sense of impending danger. Another important theme in The Fan is the idea of masculinity and self-worth. Gil measures his value through competition, victory, and dominance, much like the sports culture he idolizes. When he fails in his own life, he tries to reclaim that lost sense of power through Bobby's success. This unhealthy coping mechanism is portrayed with unsettling clarity. The film also explores the darker side of fan culture. While most fans are harmless, the movie highlights how extreme devotion can become toxic when it replaces personal responsibility and emotional balance. The fan feels especially relevant even today, in an era of social media, celebrity worship, and intense fandoms. John Leguizamo plays Manny, Bobby's teammate, who serves as an important supporting character. His performance adds realism to the team dynamic and helps show the internal pressures athletes face. The interactions between the players feel authentic and grounded. From a storytelling perspective, the movie maintains a steady build-up. It does not rush into its darker moments. Instead, it allows tension to grow naturally. Each decision Gil makes feels like a logical step from the one before, even when those decisions become frightening. This careful pacing keeps the audience engaged throughout the film. One thing that stands out about The Fan is its willingness to make the viewer uncomfortable. It does not offer easy answers or clear moral victories. Instead, it presents a cautionary tale about obsession, identity loss, and the dangers of living through someone else's achievements. While some viewers may find certain moments intense or disturbing, the film never feels exploitative. It treats its subject matter seriously and respects the intelligence of the audience. The story remains focused on character psychology rather than shock value. In terms of legacy, The Fan may not be as widely discussed as other thrillers from the 1990s, but it has earned a cult following over the years. Many viewers now appreciate it for its strong performances and its commentary on fame and fandom. Robert De Niro's role, in particular, is often cited as one of his most unsettling performances. For modern audiences, the film offers a powerful reminder about balance. Admiration should never turn into obsession, and success should never define someone's entire identity. These themes make The Fan feel surprisingly timeless. If you enjoy psychological thrillers that focus on character rather than just action, this movie is definitely worth watching. It is intense, thought-provoking, and driven by outstanding performances. It may not be a comfortable film, but it is a memorable one. So, if you are looking for a movie that combines sports drama with psychological suspense, The Fan, 1996, is a solid choice. It is a film that stays with you long after the final scene, making you reflect on the fine line between passion and obsession. That's it for today's review on TechBlog 66. If you enjoyed this vlog, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more classic and underrated movie reviews. Let me know in the comments what you think about The Fan and whether you believe obsession in sports fandom is still a problem today. This movie is available on YouTube free.